So today I want to show you how I created this Polaroid camera pull out shaker card. I actually made one of these for my husband's birthday. I took some ideas that had been shared online, combined them, and then I created this. So I'm going to go through how to create it. I'm also going to have a link to my blog where you can get the Cricut design space file so that you can also make this. So basically what it is, you've got a Polaroid camera and there's a little slot right here, and this is where your picture goes, and it can slide all the way up, and just like a Polaroid camera, this is where the picture comes out, and on the inside there is a sentiment that says happy birthday. You could really do this for anything. And I added a little bit of shaker material, not too much, but enough that it does shake a tiny bit, but just to give it something a little extra. And when I completed this for my husband, I actually did a sentiment on the back, so he was able to pull it out, see the happy birthday, and then turn it over, and this is where I wrote my personal message. So let's go ahead and get started. So when you access the file, everything is going to be color coded. There's going to be 3 sheets of paper you're going to need, so for 3 different colors. Really, you can do this however you'd like. This is a little bit different than what I had created for my husband. I just did black and white for him. I had this where it was purple, that was all black, these were all black, so I didn't have a third color, and then this background was black, so I only used 2 colors for that. But for this I decided to go with 3. So when you cut out your pieces, first you're going to have what you need for your camera. So this is going to be your back, this is going to be the front with the slot. Then you're going to cut out the actual Polaroid and the camera pieces. Now there's going to be all these inside pieces that are going to be the same color as this, but you're not going to need them. You just need these 2 pieces from that color. And then from the third color, you're going to have a piece that comes out, and that's going to end up being your background for your sentiment, which is also the same color as the frame. And then you're going to cut out another camera like this, and it's going to have all these pieces, and you want to keep the inside pieces. So in order to start this, the first thing that I did was, alright, so I'm using these flip flaps, which I got from this idea from another YouTube person, and I'll put her link below. But these are flip flaps from Close to My Heart. They're made to be used in albums, but this is what I've been using to make my shaker cards because it's a lot easier. So this is going to be the background of my shaker, and I want to make this about the same size. If I flip this down, it's going to be visible in the frame of the Polaroid, so I don't want to do that. What I'm actually going to do is I'm going to cut off the excess. So I'm going to go do that because I'm going to close it a different way. So now that's about the same size. Then I'm going to create my shaker part. So you can choose any type of glitter. I had used, I don't know what this is called, but this type of glitter as well as this loose glitter. So I'm just going to put a little bit of each. each time I've done this, I've always put too much and I have to pour some of it out. But just try to remember that you don't want to cover up your sentiment. So that's about enough of that. And then as far as the purple, you really don't want to do too much at all either. So maybe like 2 or 3 taps. And then you can move it around. We could probably do one more. Watch it be too much. Okay. So the way that I'm going to seal this is I'm just going to use regular Scotch tape, but I'm going to cut it in half. So that it doesn't take up much of my shaker area. And I'm going to put it towards the edge, fold it over. Then on this side, finish that off, fold it over. And then I can cut off the edges. Now this is where you can determine if you put too much glitter in. So this will be my sentiment here. This is a different happy birthday sentiment than the example. And I'm gonna just kind of place it on there and place this over top to see if I can still see the sentiment. And I can. So I think this will be fine. And let's just make sure we can see the purple. Yeah. Alright, so then the next thing I'm going to do is I have a couple pieces that are going to be hard to glue on. So I'm going to use my Xyron to turn these into stickers. So I'm going to first start off with the happy birthday sentiment. Then one piece of the camera. Then another piece of the camera. I'm still kind of new at using this. I got this actually today. So when I made my husband's card, I actually had to put these pieces on the hard way. So what I've seen in people's videos is that they really just smooth around the edges to make sure there's no excess adhesive. That you only have it on the parts that you need. And I'm going to keep this Polaroid lined up with the back of this so I can see where I want my sentiment to go. So I'm going to peel off this top sheet. And then I'm going to peel off the birthday. Now you can probably see there's some glue in between the letters, but I'm going to be using my adhesive remover to get rid of the excess. So I'm going to line this up how I want it. I just want to put it right in the center. And then we've got that. So now I'm going to kind of go over lightly to get rid of some of the excess. You want to be really careful because you don't want your edges of your die cut to bend and come up. And you don't have to get all of it because this is going to be covered up with the shaker, so you're not really going to be able to tell that there's excess glue. Although I'm sure that if you've been using the machine, you may not even have that issue. Okay, so I've got that there. Now I'm going to take the shaker that I made and I'm going to place this on here. I'm going to have the tape side down the bottom so that it will not show. And what I've done is I took a piece of paper, took my tape runner, and I just glued around the edges. Because I want enough that's going to stick, but I do not want any glue to show through the frame. So you want to make sure you have a thin line. So now I'm going to line this up. I didn't even make it over here, but that's okay. So now I can kind of move the shaker material around, make sure it's going to be good, and oops, yeah, everything moves as much as I want it to. It's not going to move too much because of the type of glitter and stuff that I used, but I do want to get this piece out. Okay. So there we go. So there's the first part. So now I'm going to put this frame over top, and then for this I'm going to do the same thing with the piece of paper and get the edges of this. If I were to do this on my craft sheet, then I would have excess glue on my craft sheet, which I can usually take off with that, but I don't feel like doing all that. So it seems like the easiest thing. So I'm going to peel that up. And I'm going to put this right on top. And again, if there's excess glue, just use my adhesive remover. I got this from Close to My Heart. Is awesome. I use this all the time. So it works with tape runner glue, and it works with wet glue. Alright, so this is almost complete. If you've seen a normal Polaroid picture before, you'll know that the back is also white. So that's why we have this extra piece right here. So this one we can just put the glue on using a tape runner, and we're going to line this up on the back. Okay. So now you've got your shaker Polaroid. And I love how this worked out. Originally when I decided to put this shaker over top, it was because I did not want the die cut to catch on the edge of the camera when it was being pulled in and out. So I figured the plastic would help protect it. And that's when I decided to fill it up with shaker material. I'm sure you guys have heard that song, Shake It Like a Polaroid Picture, because you know when you make a Polaroid picture you have to shake it for it to start showing up. Well, this is a shaker card, so there you go. And then this part would be your shiny part anyway, and now it's shiny. So I thought that was kind of cool how it worked out, and I wasn't even trying to do all that. And then if you have some excess from the shaker, you can just cut those off the sides. This is just from the tape when I sealed it. There's really so much that you can do. You can, I mean, you only have to make this into a shaker card, but it is kind of neat to be able to do that. All right, so that part is done. Now onto the camera. So we have these camera pieces that we turn into stickers. So I'll pull this bottom piece, line it up with the bottom. Hopefully it's lined up. And now I'm going to take the top piece and line this up with the top. And you're really just going to eyeball it. Okay. And then again, I have some excess adhesive in the holes, which I guess I don't have to get because I'm going to cover those up anyway. But on this one, I want to make sure I get the extra adhesive, so make sure it's down good. Alright, now I'm going to put these pieces on. And I didn't run these through the sticker machine because I thought they were too little. So I'm just putting a little bit of tape on adhesive. It's kind of going to stick good anyways because it's inside of this white part. So that is my finished front. And then what I decided to do to give it a little bit extra something was add a wink of Stella, if I can find it. So I have my clear wink of Stella. So I'm just going to go over these pink pieces. There we go. So it just gives it a little bit extra something, a little extra sparkle. Alright, so we're almost done. So now we have the back piece. And the best way to create this and attach these together is to use foam tape. That way when your card goes in, it has that space where it can actually slide in. If these were all the way down, just using glue, it would actually pop up the center and might even detach at the sides. So I'm going to use foam adhesive. And you want to put it as close to the edge as possible, otherwise it's going to show through those open spaces. And you really don't have to put too much, just enough to attach the frame. But like these two especially, you want to make sure you have them as close to the edge as possible. Now, as far as this part, when you push the Polaroid in, it stops because of the foam adhesive at the top. So it's really important that you put that there, but you also don't want it to be too thick or else it's going to be sticking out like that. So what I did is I cut the adhesive in half. That way the Polaroid picture can go up more into the frame. Not sure where that came from. So I'm gonna put this as close to the top as I can without it showing. And then I'm going to use this piece towards the very bottom. And you want to make sure there's nothing in the middle, because when you put your top on, this is where your card is going to go. Okay, if there's any adhesive there, it's not going to move in. or slide it. So now I can remove all of this. And line these up. Hopefully I did this right, because I've noticed that when you cut this out, the left side and the right side are different. So I can check real quick and see. See, it doesn't line up right there. I don't know if you can see that or not. So you have to make sure that you line them up, put them face down, so that when you put the adhesive on, you know where it needs to go. So I kind of just start with the top, line it up, and then push it down. Oh, and there's my camera. So now I can take my card, put it into the Polaroid, and it goes up as far as I need it to go. And then when your recipient gets their card, they just pull this out, they can see their sentiment, and then you can have a note on the back. If you want, you could even write like "pull me here" or something. This will fit in a standard A2 size envelope. So you can send it in the mail. So that is my card. Obviously there's a bunch of different variations you can do. I just did a basic simple design here. I picked some colors from close to my heart, and I'll list all the supplies and colors below. So I hope you guys like this, and thanks for watching, guys. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up, and remember to subscribe if you'd like to see more. Thanks for watching. Bye.